Welcome to day 18 of the 300 movie challenge. Today we watched the highest grossing film of November 1995, which was Toy Story.
Yay!
Yay! I've okay. I feel like I might have only seen this like once before,
Yeah,
like a long time ago.
I'm pretty sure I'm the one who's watched it the most because
yes.
my little brother was obsessed with this movie as a child, just as I was about Lion King. So thus,
Oh, that's
the
kind of
amount
funny.
yeah. So the same amount of times that I watched Lion King, he watched Toy Story. So you can imagine how many times that is.
Yeah, because I watched Toy Story 2 a lot, or at least more than once, right?
Yeah.
So I know that one the best. So I was actually, when you were watching this, I was just like, and the thing is, I was saying this, like, the last I'd like ever seen anything about this original Toy Story was some like YouTube poop from like a couple years ago. So I kept being like, oh wait, no, that doesn't happen because that's anyway. But I actually kind of want to go try to find that again because it was actually one of the it was actually one of the funny ones. But anyway, I still don't have that clear memory of any of the Toy Story films. I haven't seen any, super recently, but it's still, I think this is still a quite good movie.
Yeah.
It's really enjoyable, and I think what's commendable too, especially with Disney movies, is that you actually watch the main characters grow throughout the movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can't really say that Woody is all good, and you can't really say that Buzz is all good. They both have their faults.
Yeah. Woody's actually surprised me about how much of a dick he is early on.
Yeah, I didn't remember how like mean he actually was, and then we watched it again, and I was like, wow, Woody's really like obnoxious.
Yeah.
And
then the thing with Buzz is that he's
completely delusional without
he was
needing to
really
be.
delusional.
Yeah.
Which also did not help things. So
No.
basically, both of them, the whole movie, if they actually had gotten along, they would have been able to resolve the conflict really easily.
Well, yeah.
But the thing is that the conflict was caused by them. So the fact that they, in the end, had to work together in order to resolve it, I think was...
Yeah, and it's not just a simple, like you could kind of argue it's just a kind of a simple misunderstanding in terms of Buzz, but it's not.
Yeah.
But it's not like solely his fault. It's both of their faults together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of Buzz not knowing what's going on and Woody being like self-righteous. So
And jealous and everything.
yeah. So it's kind of interesting how like they both combine in a pretty realistic scenario. Like thinking about it, because actually, I'm pretty sure this isn't like at least the main theme they were going for the movie, but it kind of did like make me think of that, like it's almost like it's giving the message of, like, this sounds meaner than it is, but it's almost like it's giving the message that like you're not special.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
You know what I mean?
true.
In terms, because Woody's all like, I'm not number one, therefore like I'm all mad, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, and then it kind of resolves as like, oh yeah, we have to work together and we all have a part to play, and
Yeah.
So
Which I think is a really important message too.
yeah, it is, and
Yeah.
I don't remember realizing that early on, so who knows? And again, I don't feel like that was the primary goal they were going into, but I think it still works for that because I feel like
it's a good message.
yeah, I feel like that was actually something that like I kind of struggled with like when I was really young about like if things didn't go exactly my way, I'd get all upset. You know what I mean? So it's like stuff like that. So it is something that is important.
And the movie itself is very relatable too.
Yeah.
To many children. Everything, because everyone has always lost their toys.
Yep.
And found, like, I don't remember this, but I had a Simba stuffed animal, and I lost it.
Oh.
And I drove my mom crazy trying to find it and everything. So she was like, okay, maybe I can resolve this. I'll get her a new Simba plushie.
Yep.
So she got me a new one, but I refused to, like, let go of the fact that I lost my old one. So eventually what happened is that the new one got lost, but inevitably I found the old one and I completely forgot about it. I was just so happy that I found the old one.
Your mom was probably like so upset. After, she's like, God damn this child.
Wasn't she pregnant too at the time?
Pregnant with my little brother.
Must
No
have been
wonder
a
he
joyous
loves
household.
this movie.
That's why he likes Toy Story. That's why he likes Toy Story. We solved the mystery now.
Oh, and then another revelation that I had, and like I feel like I had this in the back of my mind like before, but I never connected the dots fully. Sid looks like Jimmy Neutron, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
really distracting now that I finally like covered it. Like if you just put him with ugly braces and kind of age him up a bit, and get the poof out of his hair, it totally looks
And
like
kinda
him.
make him emo.
Yeah,
and-
it's weird, and I know that's like complete coincidence, I'm sure, but it's just like. I don't know. It's really, and if you kind of think of it, like, they kind of
Oh yeah,
both.
because he's like an inventor.
Right,
kind of,
Oh
right.
yeah, and
like-
then you always show him with the
Franken-toys.
rocket too.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So now I'm like, wait, is this actually like, did they they inspire each other? I don't know. It's just so weird. But
Oh, but you actually brought up something too that we kept referencing throughout the film.
The fact that he looks
I-
like he's adopted.
Well, there's that, but I was going to reference the fact that at the time, I remember we all said that we thought the animation was actually really, really good, but now, like 20
yeah.
years later,
it's definitely dated.
yeah, it's definitely dated. You
The
can
blinking
tell.
is like one eye at a time. And
Yeah, the
it's
blinking
really funny.
The blinking is you can tell that it was like one of Pixar's earlier films.
Well,
and
it's their
stuff.
first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The first one's pretty good.
Yeah,
It
no,
is.
it's, I mean, especially for the time, because like that hadn't been done before, like at
Yeah.
all. So
No.
Yeah.
it is impressive, and
everything
that's
was too-
that's also the reason they made Toy Story first, because they knew that like what they could do, that that people looked kind of awkward.
Yeah.
So they went with toys because they already look kind of fake, right? So,
Yeah.
and if you actually think about it, like they really didn't get to a movie really focused on people until The Incredibles, which is like
Oh,
almost
yeah,
like 9
actually.
years later.
Yeah.
So, because I'm pretty
Oh.
sure, I might be missing a movie, but I'm pretty sure it goes Toy Story, Bug's Life, which, Bugs,
Yeah.
Toy Story 2, so again, and then I think it goes Monsters, Inc., then Finding Nemo, then The Incredibles.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, that is true.
So they
That's
spent a
weird to
I
think
like that.
Yeah, so they kind of, you can see how they kind of went up the ranks too, because it was, toys to bugs, which, have like the exoskeleton, so they still kind of look kind of,
Yeah.
awkward-ish.
material, Toy Story 2, but, and then it goes up to Monsters, Inc. Well, there it's like, it's not just, like a kind of flat material for the skin, but it's like,
Yeah.
they don't
Yeah.
have to look like realistic humans, right? I mean,
Yeah.
and then Finding Nemo is, animals.
Real fish.
Most
Yeah.
of them, yeah, but fish, and then finally, there's some people in Finding Nemo. Well, there's people in all these movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, then
But they're very minuscule rules usually.
right,
Yeah.
and then finally the Incredibles, because like, okay, of course, Incredibles doesn't look like realistic, but they like you believe them, right? You believe that
Yeah.
they're people, right?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of interesting to see that progression, and I'm sure like if we watched like Toy Story 3 like right after watching this, we would notice like, wow, it looks so much better.
Yeah.
But
most definitely.
So in that way too, it's like watching Pixar grow too.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, which is really cool.
We'll be seeing all of their movies, or almost all of them.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but a lot of them.
I think, yeah.
And what was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna say that like, this movie kind of does remind me a lot of The Lion King, in terms of just kind of overall
Does-
tone, and kind of like how the characters are,
Yeah.
and just
Oh,
stuff like
They
that.
also referenced Hakuna Matata.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
no, they
the
were playing
car.
Hakuna Matata in the car. But like I think in terms of like which one I like more, between the two, I think I have to give it to Lion King just because at the end of the day it aged better.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
It did age better. Yeah.
Lion King still looks really impressive visually.
Yeah.
Toy Story doesn't really, which is like not their fault, right? But it's
Yeah.
just that's how it happens to be, and I have to judge it, based on seeing it now. They're both good movies, so it's not like
Yeah.
saying
They're both good movies.
that it's bad.
That's I think that's in general the difference with like 3D films and 2D films
Yeah,
usually.
2D films usually age much better.
Well, especially like around this time because the 3D is
Yeah.
getting started, right? It's like, comparing Donkey Kong Country to like Super Mario 64, right?
Yeah.
Like at the time, Super Mario 64, everyone's like, "Oh wow, this is so impressive," but now it's like, ew. Mario's hand is a pentagon. Like, what's the point? You know. That's
One
that's-
example that we can all relate to is like the difference between 3 Pokemon games, which are like Black and White, X and Y, and Sun and Moon.
Oh yeah.
Because Unova was, well, Black and White, the region is the Unova. It was kind of like what we were used to and everything. And then when X and Y came out, we were like, oh my god, these graphics are amazing! It's like 3D and everything.
And then Sun and Moon comes out.
yeah. And then Sun and Moon comes out. We're like, "Oh, these graphics are good." Then we look back at Gen 6 and we're just like, "Ew."
Yeah. It's
like-
also kind of like because I played Coliseum recently, and I commented before that the models in Toy Story kind of look like the ones in Coliseum a little bit.
Yeah, just kind of like this texture to them and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, Toy Story is a bit more refined and there's more detail, but yeah, just
Yeah.
kind of in like, it feels
Just
like,
like-
they were like made with the same program or something.
They were they were kind of made with the same program. They're still kind of like geometric looking, and like between all those like 3D models, you can see how it progresses, and I feel like that's probably what it's gonna look like for all the Toy Story movies too. So like this one would be Coliseum, and then the next one would probably be like Gen 6, Oros, and then third one would probably be more like Sun and Moon.
Well, since Toy Story 2 didn't come out that much after, it probably won't look like a huge difference.
No.
But
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to just see, because, you know, I feel like 3D animation, it got a lot better in a pretty
Yeah.
brief amount of time.
Yeah,
So,
Much like technology.
right, well, yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy.
So, like, Black and White would probably be like 2D animation, which it was primarily 2D
Oh,
animation.
yeah, just think of it as like
Yeah.
Black and White is Lion King,
Yeah.
and X and Y is Toy Story.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Sun and Moon is
Zootopia.
where we are now.
Sun and Moon is
Moana.
Zootopia. Or Moana. Yeah,
Moana.
Moana's a better option, yeah.
Yeah.
But let's see. Besides that, let me think. Is there anything? Oh, one thing I guess that I could think of as something I didn't really like. It's not terrible, but it just kind of bothered me. Is like the songs in Toy Story. I feel like pretty unnecessary, and I would argue overall detract from the emotion that they were going for, because it was like.
It felt forced.
No, it's not forced. It was more just like you.
It was out of place.
No, it's that they didn't need it to convey the emotion.
Right.
Oh, you mean like how in El Dorado, the song, like that one song with the friends and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, especially because this like I'm trying to think the exact the one where the song that happens right as Buzz Lightyear realizes he's a toy, right?
Oh,
It's basically like the
yeah.
words are basically like, I was so great and now I'm not and I can't fly. And, you know, it's like you could just totally do this with like a background track and like facial expressions, because they actually do that for some other scenes too. So it's not
Yeah.
like they couldn't. It's again, it's pretty minor. It's not like the songs are like, oh my god, it's so annoying, right? It's just, and it only happens like 3 times or something.
Yeah.
But I feel like this, and you know, we could say, oh, it's a kids movie, they like songs. Like, okay, fine, but I don't know. That's just my little thing that annoys me, but whatever. I'd say I honestly think that in terms of like emotional stuff, kind of the less words you use, the better a lot of the time.
Yeah.
To convey things and stuff.
Yeah. So, but whatever. It's a pretty minor complaint.
Overall, we liked the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my favorite part was when the toys were all scaring Sid.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, yeah, that guy. I like didn't. I knew the thing with like Woody, right? I knew that what he did, right, for that
Yeah.
scene. But then it was like when all the others like came up, I was like, oh damn, you know, this
Yeah.
is actually kind of.
Revenge of the Toys.
Yeah.
That's actually really scary. if
Yeah,
you
it
think
is.
about it.
Yeah, I didn't realize how scary it was until I was like, if I was a child right now, and if I was a child like Sid, I'd be pretty scared.
Oh yeah.
Like, if you were a child like Andy and you would be like, oh my god, my toys can talk to me, this is great!
Yeah.
If you were a person like Sid, yeah, you would be screwed.
And then I love how his sister just like taunts him about it like right after. It was pretty
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, I like the sister, definitely.
Yeah.
It just
And then
it-
Andy,
oh,
yeah.
It's why we were wondering like, wait, are Sid like adopted? Like, how come he's so completely different? Because his mom at least seems like nice.
Yeah.
I mean, she could just be like the oblivious mom, but still, I mean, it's pretty. He's not
I
exactly
think
trying to hide it, so
He's an
I
adopted,
mean, she made him Pop-Tarts.
yeah,
He's
she
an
made
ad-
him pop tarts.
adopted future serial axe killer. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, now, obviously, he's not going to be doing that now. I think
Oh, yeah.
now he's
No.
just going to probably hit the...
He's gonna
shrink.
cry in his room for the rest of his life.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. One fewer Sid in the world.
Well, in that way, Buzz Lightyear did defeat Zorg? Zurg. Zurg.
Was it
Zurg.
Yeah,
Zurg.
there we go.
Zurg.
Yes.
There we go. He did defeat Zurg.
And
He did
hell-
accomplish his dream.
well,
Kind
speaking of Zurg,
Eh?
you'll have to wait and see. Ha ha ha.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh,
I remember that
yeah.
part. Yeah.
Foreshadowing. Woo.
Yes.
So
That was actually really clever of me. I didn't realize that.
I know, right? I will say right now that from what I remember, I like Toy Story 2 the best of the three.
Mm.
So
I haven't seen it all the way through, so
I like it the
I
most.
should have really. I'm the opposite of Valen. I watched Toy Story 2 once, and I kind of remember some parts, but we'll see how well my memory is.
Yeah, well, I guess spoiling, we will be seeing Toy Story 2 and 3, but you know those will be coming after a while. So
yeah.
um,
You might forget.
yeah. So that was Toy Story. It was
Yes.
good movie. I especially looking at it now, it's not fantastic, but it's good.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a good movie.
Good solid movie, and
Has good messages.
yeah. So that was that. We'll
Yeah.
see you for the next one, the last film in 1995.
Yes.
This has been a good year, actually.
Yeah.
95 was
Overall.
good. Overall good.
Yeah.
94
Overall, yes.
can suck it.
It started off good. After that, it didn't. But we'll talk about 95 in the next one.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Okay.
then, so that's it. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.